Hey there guys, how are you today, and welcome to my review of Race 1 of Season 5 of Formula E. The first race with Generation 2 of the Formula E cars, and now let's review the E-Prix. So, starting with the race results, the race was won by BMW Andretti's driver Antonio Felix da Costa, followed by Jean-Eric Vergne, very close finish there. Then you had Jerome D'Ambrosio, Mitch Evans, Andre Lotterer, Sebastian Buemi, Oliver Rowland, Daniel Abt, Lucas di Grassi, with Nelson Piquet Jr. rounding off the top 10. You then had Sam Bird, Robin Fringe, Oliver Turvey, Tom Dillman, Maximilian Gunther, Stoffel Vandoorne, Felipe Massa in 17th, Alexander Sims, and Eduardo Mortara, who I believe actually had a crash on lap 1. And as for those who were actually retired, you have Jose Maria Lopez, Gary Paffett, and Felix Rosenqvist, of course, probably on his final race in Formula E before he heads off to the States for IndyCar. So looking at the driver standings, it's pretty obvious, but obviously you have Antonio Felix da Costa on actually 28 points, because in Formula E, you get 3 points for pole position, and of course you got 25 for the win. 25 plus 3 is 28. GCSE maths really helping me out there. Jean-Eric Vergne on 18. Jerome D'Ambrosio on 15. You have Mitch Evans on 12. Andre Lotterer on 11, which means he also got the fastest lap of the race. We have Sebastian Buemi on 8 points. Oliver Rowland on 6 points. Daniel Abt on 4 points. Lucas di Grassi on 2 points. And Nelson Piquet Jr. on 1 point. And moving up now over to the team standings, it's close at the top with DS Tixo Formula E team, which is Jean-Eric Vergne's team, on 29 points. I'd have to look at their car, by the way. The BMW I Andretti Motorsport 1 point behind on 28. Mahindra Racing on 15. Nissan E-Dams on 14. We have Panasonic Jaguar Racing in 5th place on 13. Audi Sport on 6. And then you have Virgin Racing, Neo Formula E team, Venturi, Jerks Dragon, and HWA Race Lab all on 0 points, and they'll be hoping in a few weeks, when Formula E happens again after Christmas in the new year, these teams will be hoping to score some good points. So, story of the race. Obviously, it was the first race of the new generation of Formula E cars. They look absolutely fantastic. Do you agree? And tell me in the comments what you thought about the race, by the way. And yes, as I said, Antonio Felix da Costa won the opening FIA Formula E Championship race of the season in Saudi Arabia. He held off Jean-Eric Vergne just after a safety car, which obviously meant the race became very close at the end of the race, and Vergne did go for a move on the final lap, but wasn't able to put it off. And da Costa obviously had pole, but actually got overtaken by Jean-Eric Vergne, but then Vergne and his teammate Lotterer both got a penalty, a drive-through penalty basically, for overusing power. And of course that is a challenge Formula E teams have to deal with. And I think that was the story of the race. Really, I think Vergne should have been able to win this race. He had the pace. That's for sure. He was faster than da Costa, I would argue. But unfortunately, with the penalty, he fell behind. But it was pretty impressive that he was so close to winning the race. Maybe had it gone on for a few minutes longer, he would have won the race. But it did show his pace, although ultimately the safety car helped him come through the field. So with Jean-Eric Vergne second and Jerome D'Ambrosio third. And generally from all the analysis I've got, it was quite a popular top 3 drivers on the podium. So obviously Felipe Massa only finished 14th on his Formula E debut, but then got a penalty afterwards, which left him down on 17th. Oliver Rowland was the highest finishing of the 5 British drivers in 7th. Followed by Virgin's Sam Bird in P11. And I would say the big obviously change in Formula E for this season is attack mode, when I think twice in a race, so I believe they have 4 minutes, a driver goes offline for a few seconds, gets in attack mode, which gives them extra kilowatts of energy to chase the car ahead or defend from the car behind. It always looks very good. I believe, was it Lopez who missed the attack zone, which meant he just lost a lot of time and didn't get to use his attack mode when he wanted it. So that was a bit unfortunate. And talking of things that didn't always work well, Stoffel Vandoorne's car didn't work very well. He submitted it himself, with him only finishing in 16th. Another interesting thing was that Da Costa kind of messed up at the end of the formation lap when he overshot his starting position, which meant the start of the race was a little bit difficult for him and led to Vergne being able to overtake him with 26 minutes gone in the Ypres. But obviously we know he dropped back after the penalty. Now, fan boost, another thing as an F1 fan I'm having to get used to in Formula E. Fans are able to vote for who they want to give a little extra boost to in the race, and it was given to Da Costa, Massa, Vandoorne, De Grassi and Daniel Abt for this weekend. And I would say it adds an extra dimension to the Ypres, and I really enjoy it. So yeah, overall it was a really dramatic weekend. Of course, it was interesting with the attack mode and everything. It was interesting having new guys like Massa and Vandoorne in there as well. So overall, I enjoyed it. It was very interesting that defending champions Audi really struggled this weekend. Really struggling in terms of scoring points. And they also powered the Virgin team, two teams there who normally do really well in Formula E. So it'll be interesting to see as we get to Marrakesh, I believe on the 12th of January, will they be able to come up the grid. So I think overall a pretty entertaining race. I enjoyed it. I don't know if this particularly ranks highly with other Formula E races, so I don't think it's that good in terms of Formula E race. But I think it's a pretty good start to the season. Tell me who you think is going to be champion, and tell me in the comments down below who you think will win the next Formula E Ypres.